Well, it's day 17. This video is going to be called Weed Whacker versus Slingblade. I'm doing something that's been long overdue for the last 2 or 3 months. I got half of it done this summer, and then I got tired one day and then busy and never got back to it. But we got a little strip of ground right between the roping arena and the neighbor's fence line, and it kind of grew up pretty tall in weeds. So I got my trusty Slingblade right here. You can see, there it is. It's a pretty, trying to get out of the shadow there. It's a pretty handy tool for cutting weeds, and I have a very good weed whacker. It's a Husqvarna. I know you can fight back and forth between Steels and Huskies, but I tried the Husqvarna this time. I like it. But honestly, I feel like it's more relaxing and easier on my wrists and hands and my arthritic thumb to use a Slingblade. It's more of a natural swinging motion instead of a static, tense hold in one spot where with your wrist curled over to push that weed whacker up a hill. And that, combined with the fact that some of these weeds are a little thicker and will chew up a weed whacker string in no time, makes this old Slingblade, I think, the easier tool to use for the job. Now, I do have one of those, a pretty good steel blade that I can put on the weed whacker, or a blade made out of steel, not a steel as in a steel chainsaw, but no, a blade made out of steel that will cut the bigger stuff pretty easily. But when it comes to the long, tall, ryegrass or taller weeds, it kind of gets gummed up and bogged down, so it's kind of almost a toss-up. Anyway, I've got about half done what I need to do. Figure I'd take a break and make this video. You can see I thought I'd turn it around, but you can see there's the arena, and then that's the spot that I've just gotten done. And then turn it around this way, you can see from here on I've got about 25 yards of tall weeds to knock down. Getting this done before we leave for the winter, because it'll just be even more chaotic and out of hand when we get back in March. So I didn't know for sure if I would get it done, but I felt a little bit guilty leaving it like this. My neighbor is a nice feller, and he keeps his fence lines super trimmed and mowed, and everything looks, as you can see, it looks like a park out there across the fence. But mine stays a little bit more ragged for whatever. Well, I'm not going to say it's laziness, but maybe my priorities are not. They're not in line with his as far as keeping all the grass neat and clean. Sometimes I think I just try to do too much, and so I'm always working on learning songs to record or getting ready for a show, and then the next roping. And it sure would be handy if I could hire somebody to work full-time and keep us all neat and clean, but that's not in the cards in the next few months or a year or two, so I got to do it myself. One of these days I'll figure out how to create enough value that I'll have the material resources to hire someone full-time and help me keep my place looking spick and span and shiny. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you ever used a Slingblade, or if you've used one of those and think it's better than a weed whacker, or worse, you think I'm crazy. I really honestly think it's easier on me when I run a weed whacker all day long on fence rows or what have you. Then boy, my left wrist cramps up, and that spot in my thumb that I tore up over 18 years of horseshoeing, it gets tight and hard and hurts. I can feel that for a day or two after I get done. So for this particular application, the Slingblade wins out in my book, but let me know what you think down below. Maybe I'll title this video "How to Use a Slingblade," maybe make it like a clickbait. Since I don't have this way I can really set this up and demonstrate it, well, maybe I can do it if I lean my phone against this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this is my handy sling blade, and there's some weeds, and all you do is sling it like the name suggests. And you can cut a lot down in a short amount of time with this handy tool. So for more helpful I was going to say, what was that show? Tool Time with Tim something? Anyway, I'm out of my league on remembering trivia like that, but you never know what you're going to get on this channel. It might be a handy trick that could save you a lot of time and blood, sweat, and tears. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.